Welcome everyone. Happy New Year. Hoping everything is going well. Hoping that this January time isn't as difficult for you as it is for me. Hope you're chilling like the Wanted Dead crew on the sofas right now. And maybe this can just be a small little update as to what's been going on since Christmas time. During the Christmas time, we had our little small Resident Evil 7 tribute stream, and it was nice to stream again, even though it had been quite a long time. And I don't know, I feel like I'm waiting. It's a corny title, but you know that title, Waiting to Exhale? That's my life right now. It's just like, I just want to get this done. For anyone who's going through any particular degree program, I'm sure you understand how draining and frustrating it can be. And I honestly just look forward to getting school over and done with, so I can just live life and, chase some dream of some kind instead of chasing assignments and tests and all these other things. But for those who wanted to know, in terms of the gaming, I've been posting on the community section of the stream, of the YouTube channel actually, just talking about what I've been playing ever since the new year. On New Year's Eve, I was playing Devil Daggers, and I sampled it before refunding it. Quite an interesting game. At the time, I just felt like I didn't have the stamina for it to grind it out, but Devil Daggers and Hyper Demon are games that I will look into again. Right now, I feel like what's most important to me is to just clear my backlog. And my backlog of games that I've been clearing since Christmas time till now. Actually, I think I can check. Come on, let's go. I know you can't see anything. But yeah, exactly. Roughly ever since November of last year, I think roughly the beginning of November, I started playing Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. That was a very, very good, very difficult and very different CRPG experience for me. It was my first time ever venturing into the Pathfinder mythos and the Pathfinder rule set. So for me, it was totally new experience. Yes, I've experienced some homebrew RPGs with their own homebrew systems. For example, the Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2. I love those games. I still feel like Pillars of Eternity 2 is my favorite CRPG of recent years. At least in the last 10 years. Pillars of Eternity 2 is probably my favorite, next to Baldur's Gate 3. I'm still not sure, because I had fun with both. But with Baldur's Gate 3, the ending wasn't as enjoyable. At least the last chapter wasn't as enjoyable. But with Pillars of Eternity 2, from start to finish, I enjoyed. I tried to delay the end as much as possible. And bear in mind, I played this game during a time I was sick with COVID. So I was in isolation for like 2.5 weeks, and I just grinded out Pillars of Eternity 2. It was quite an experience. And so yeah, from November till pretty much almost Christmas time, I was playing Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. It says I last played it on 31 December. I guess that's the day I uninstalled it. And then I moved on to Gungrave Gore. Gungrave was a game I had very, very big, major, huge fun time. If that's a description, huge, major, big, extremely large fun time with Gungrave Gore. I remember back when I was a kid, on the PS2 demo disc, there used to be trailers for games, and I remember the very first PS2 demo disc I had a trailer for the first Gungrave game, and that's where I knew it from. Never got to play it my whole life. When you reminisce as you get older, and you think about all the games you grew up playing and all the games you wish you played but didn't have access to. Some of these games were just out of reach, as a kid growing up in Zim. And Gungrave was one of them. And finally, yes, in my life, I finally get to play a Gungrave game, even though it's a game that comes later on when the studio has closed down, and it's the old heads coming together trying to see if they can make something happen. hiring a team of developers who are, external from their team, just trying to make a game happen. It got very negative reception. I loved the shit out of that game. Gungrave Gore is probably one of my most fun games I've played, at least in the past year. Easy. From 2023 to 2024, Gungrave Gore is in my top 5. Fun. Just straight up fun. A game just being a game. And I played it 3 times back to back. I played it on normal mode. I had so much fun. I went straight to hard mode. Had so much fun. Went straight to easy mode. Had so much fun. Finished the game using Grave. Finished the game using Bungie. I enjoyed the shit out of that game. And then afterwards, that's when I played Wanted Dead. So Pathfinder, Gungrave Gore, Wanted Dead, and of course Fear and Hunger 2. These were the 4 games that were left over in my backlog as of the end of last year. So I've managed to clear them all. I really enjoyed Wanted Dead. And hello to everyone in the chat. I'm just trying to finish explaining this. I see you. With Wanted Dead, just like Gungrave Gore, this was another game that got very negative reviews. But the interesting thing is, at least with Gungrave Gore, I can understand why it got negative reviews. With Gungrave, it was a mixture of expectations of what Gungrave used to be, and also, how can I say, these days it's quite common for at least mainstream reviewers of games to give smaller studios more middling or negative ratings just to pad out their rating scores. People like IGN and GameSpot will be throwing out 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 to anything that pays them a good dollar. So it's also good for them to give negative reviews to games that don't pay them for more favorable reviews. It makes sense to me. It's business, you bribe for a little bit of love. But also I feel like Gungrave Gore was a game that was reviewed by a lot of people upon release during a time when it was in an unstable state. Looking at the reviews back then, I can see that the difficulty was not balanced the way it was balanced when I played the game this year in January. So the experience was totally different. I feel like if people could erase their memories and review Gungrave Gore now, I think it would get a higher score than it did on release. So, expectations. Second issue was the team that made it is small and not influential, so couldn't shift a few dollars here and there to get a better score from mainstream reviewers. And also when it released, it was nigh on unplayable in terms of difficulty. It looked, and I never played it on release, I played it a year and a half later. It looked extremely difficult, and some of the scenarios and combat scenes were not even present in the build I played. They were altered altogether. So it's a much more enjoyable game now. If you tried Gungrave on release and hated it, I would say play it now. It's a stellar game. I feel like Gungrave Gore and Wanted Dead are the god hand of modern times, and that's a very big thing to say. And I wish I could join the two games together because they're great in their own regards and they're so different from one another that if they were to make a baby, that would definitely be the god hand of modern times. When it comes to Gungrave Gore, why I'm saying it's the god hand of modern times, it's a shmup, it's a shoot 'em up. Of course, aiming in itself is not part of the skill. Part of the skill is chaining combat scenarios within a stage, going from one scene to another scene, getting your combo counter continuously going. It's like keeping your style rating up in Devil May Cry. So the game, if you engage in the systems of combat, pushes you to play better to get a higher score rating. So you keep on challenging yourself for a better score and a better time to finish stages. And the more you grind, the better you get at the game, the more you engage in the systems of the game, and you can upgrade your character. You can craft your own little playstyle. And Gungrave has a fantastic way of just putting you into a flow state. At some point, either you hate the game and you played it maybe for an hour and you're like, I'm done with this game. But if you can get past the first hour and realize you like the game, you just keep on flowing with the game. With each stage you get better. With each stage you integrate better with the mechanics of the game. and you enter this flow state where it's just, in essence, mindless killing from start to finish, but you can do it in a stylish way and in a very efficient and fast way. So Gungrave has that aspect of the God Hand equation, where the more in tune you are to the game, the more you can be efficient with the game, and the faster you can go through the game. You know what I mean? And the more you engage, the better you get. I feel like if not for a few sections that generally stop the action, Gungrave would be a good speedrunning game. But there are some places where the action is forced to stop just for some story information or some type of exposition. So there are some breaks in sequences that aren't so conducive to speedruns. But I feel like God Hand is a great flow state game. At least it gets the flow state very well within its combat. And God Hand used to do the same thing, but the second part of the God Hand equation is Wanted Dead. Now, Wanted Dead is a game that I saw from the first time I saw it. I was extremely interested in it. I knew it was a B-rate game, just like Gungrave goes. So don't expect major story, don't expect amazing production. It's a B-rate game. But what's amazing about it is that even in its B-rate-ness and its campy, cringe characters and voice acting, there is something magical about this game, just in its presentation. I feel like it's the joke I came up when I was playing it the first time is that this is the Metal Gear of B-rate games, in the sense of its weirdness. It's just a weird game, but in a very good way. It's jank, but in a good way. And I loved that part of this game's aesthetic. It's not trying to, well, maybe they were trying to make it, like serviceable, but failed. But this feels like jank that's purposefully made. It's like weird art. It's still skillfully made, even though it's weird. So that's part one, just like part of the God Hand equation. And the second part is the combat. When it comes to the combat, this game has a melee sword fighting system mechanic that is built hand in hand with the fully fledged cover shooter, third person shooter. And usually one, in other types of games, either there's more focus on one than the other. So for example, in Gungrave, it's about the shooting. There is melee, but it's a shooting game. The melee is maybe 20% of the equation and 80% is the shooting. You can have games like Gears of War. 90% is the shooting, 10% is the melee you can engage. But then with Wanted Dead, they found this way of making a 60-40 split. It's almost 50-50, almost. If they could buff the guns in the first half of the game, or at least if they could overhaul the shooting mechanics to make the guns more effective, but still not so much so that the melee becomes useless, it could be a 50-50 split. I feel like the guns are underpowered, because if the guns were strong and could kill enemies at range, there would be no need for melee. Anyway, you've got this melee and shooting system hand in hand in one game, and they're equally as important to one another. Of course, you've got a skill tree that amplifies all of this, including a section of the skill tree that buffs your team. If you played X-Force on PS2, this is the X-Force of modern times. It's you and the 3-man team. You're all moving together, live action. Your teammates are engaging in certain activities during fights, but of course, if you have no skill points in the skill tree, they'll just do basic things like take cover, give you feedback and information, shoot when possible, and reposition themselves. But if you can put in some skills, they get some abilities as well on top of the skills that you can get for yourself. So you get a full squad. Oh, not X-Force, X-Squad on PS2. Look for that game. I feel like this is X-Squad, but better. But it would have been X-Squad if it was made 20 years ago. And the depth of the fighting mechanics is actually extremely good. You've got run and slide, dash, roll, melee combat. You can guard, cancel your attacks. You've got a primary weapon and a pistol. You can link the pistol into the knife for countering, similar to Bloodborne. You can use the pistol into the knife to stagger people, stun people. You have execution style attacks. Depending on how you upgrade your character, you get certain opportunities. You've got a bullet time. The bullet time has its own system mechanics behind it. You name it, this game is rich in gameplay. And I feel like if they were to follow up with another game, I know the studio is developing another game, if they were to continue their investment in their combat mechanics, the next game could be amazing. This is already a great game, in my opinion. I believe it got something like a 5 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10 by most mainstream reviewers. But the interesting part is they gave it this 4 out of 10 after playing it for 1 hour. If you look at their videos, they aren't even utilizing the system mechanics even well. So it is what it is. We live in a world where everyone has an opinion, yet they have no skill at all. So as you can see, I've already finished the game. I don't know how difficult New Game Plus is. I hope it's not too hard, but that's where we'll go. So my purpose of these streams isn't primarily to finish this game, but it was just to update what I've been doing and just to enjoy this game. Soon I wish to start Fear and Hunger 2, maybe sometime this weekend or maybe next week, and I'll see. If it doesn't kick my ass too much, I'll stream it. If not, I'll play it alone and then give an update when I'm done. Or I could just finish it alone to see how it's done, follow some guides, and then stream it when I now know what I'm doing, which is another option. Yeah, man, it got 4 out of 10. Wait, I may be confusing the two. Either Gungrave Gore got 4 out of 10 and this got 6 out of 10, or Gungrave got 6 out of 10 and this got 4 out of 10. Those are the scores for both games. But if I think I'm wrong and Gungrave was the game that got 4 out of 10 and this is the game that got 6 or sometimes 5, depending on reviewers who reviewed it on launch. Amen. Didn't you tell me Fear and Hunger 1 would kick my ass, and I kicked its ass? That's all I'm saying. Let me start this game. Shout outs to BK Sibs hating on me for finishing his game. Nah, it was tough, I remember. There was a lot of blood pressure when it came to playing Fear and Hunger, but when it clicked, it just clicked.
We hope you enjoy the accommodation.
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
Oh, hi there, Warden.
This is going to get out of here. I know that your schedule is super busy these days, but maybe you care to listen.
You got my attention.
The most recent government program for the rehabilitation of...
Who's on the team?
I beg your pardon.
Life sentence. No parole. I'm talking about me here. I'm no psychic, but I think you probably want me to pull some trigger in the name of democracy or something. Whatever government programs you got there going, I'm cool with it. Who's on the team?
Interestingly enough, I was just looking at just a few bits of information about Fear and Hunger 2 and how it's a much more expanded game. But interestingly, as much as it's expanded, you can still find the quickest path to finishing the game, and you can still find a way to get everything done. Of course, there are guides to do all of this. So I feel like Fear and Hunger 2 is going to be a very interesting game when I get that Eureka moment again and figure it out like I did the first game. I feel like it's the type of game that encourages you to just keep on going at it, keep on going at it. And it was very interesting. I do thank you for introducing me to the Fear and Hunger franchise. I just feel like, sadly, I caught, you told me about it, or I caught on to it very late.
Banana milkshake, coffee with cream.
You know,
Please
it
don't
would
put
have been
milk
nice
there.
to play Fear and Hunger during their times of release. You know what I mean? If I got onto Fear and Hunger 1 when it came out and got on the bandwagon when people were still discovering and playing and having fun, I think it would have been a good time. Yeah, that's my only gripe. I would have loved to have played Fear and Hunger when I was still back home with the guys and had more time to really sit down and play games. Right now, you know, it's tough when you don't have much time and the game really needs your you need to be smart to finish, but you're just coming home tired already. So it would have been nice to play it back in the day, but still good games, very good games.
You know what? This time, I just might.
Did you
I'll have some more.
BK Sips, did you end up finishing the game, or which one? Have you played them both? Did you play the first one?
Today is a bad day for Dower. Yesterday, the shares were still trading below their IPO price of $72 at $28.97 per share. Without a clear counterpart on the public market, Dower remains difficult to evaluate. In
Hold
order
on
to
a second.
justify its
How
current
did your
market
PC die?
valuation,
I think the
investors
last
need to take a
time
big leap of faith
we
that
were
the
streaming
millennials
quite a
and later
bit,
generations
probably
will forego
middle of
ownership
last
a
year or
synthetic
beginning of
and
last
opt
year.
instead for
You
reliance
were still
on
gaming on your
orthodox
PC. I remember you
substitutes.
guys were doing a lot of
Synthetic
different
workforce
things.
will continue to
When
be
did it
used
die?
as a convenient supplement.
There goes my bonus.
In other news, violent protests in Baghdad continue. The police declared an unlawful assembly and deployed Dower's latest battle droid to disperse the crowd. At least 18 people were killed in the incident. Violent protests
Frankie,
in Baghdad
this shit is incredible.
This shit will get you killed.
Not today.
Yeah, it's
Stone.
usually when you have your your one gaming rig or one PC and then something happens and there's no other options. It's quite fucked up.
Shouldn't there be a unit nearby?
I remember
Get
this
your
is
ass
not
out
the
of
same situation,
Most of the
but I
forces are on the
remember
move.
last year around summer, middle of the year, I was thinking to myself like, okay, finally this is the time I'm going to upgrade my PC, go on to a new platform, go from AM4 to AM5, and I'll move my GPU there. Fast forward to September, I get laid off and it's like, fuck, now I need to save money. So sometimes life just puts a wrench into your plans. I will not go to the tutorial because I have already done it. But I really hope anyone who watch this now and in the future can get a greater appreciation for this game. Just the aesthetic is, I don't know, I really like this game. I really do. This and Gungrave shook my expectations. They shattered my expectations this year. I didn't expect these two games to be probably my best games from, you know, by the time Tekken 8 released last year till now. There hasn't really been much good stuff for me personally, but these two hit the spot. Hold on a second. You sent the laptop for repairs, and the guy was supposed to just replace the charging cable, and he decided to tinker with other things as well. Was he trying to steal some parts or something?
Strike team attacked Dower Synthetics at 2100 hours.
Man,
Busted
that's
and
quite fucked up.
barricaded inside
Reminds
and
me
turned
of
out
the last. Ask anyone in the code room about the time I used to have this Razer Black Widow Chroma V2 mechanical keyboard that I once had for about 4 or 5 years, and a few, I think 2 of the keys started to short circuit, and I needed to replace the switches. So I had replacement switches, but I didn't know how to do any soldering myself. Took it to some guy back home. Fast forward 3 weeks later, he had burnt the entire motherboard of the mechanical keyboard, and he was saying, making excuses. So yeah, lesson learned: don't deal with people back home. I'm telling you, man. I am telling you. Interesting thing, like I said about the full-fledged melee systems and gunplay systems. As you are going through the game, you can pick up certain adjustments that mess around with the stats of your gun. Of course, if you engage in the side quests, there are also side quests in the main police base, by the way, karaoke, shooting, training, you name it. You can gain access to other machinery as well. So, for example, after beating the gunsmith in some shooting range activities, I got access to a gun, and you can do the same with your pistol. Your pistol works similar to the pistol in Bloodborne. It's not really supposed to be your primary weapon. You can use it as a primary, just shooting with your pistol. It's not so effective in my opinion, but it's supposed to be just like in Bloodborne. Your pistol is your ranged counter mechanic. If you need to counter there are certain unblockable moves and there are certain counterable moves. They have an orange marker on them. So you can either upgrade your deflect that you use with your shield to be able to parry, because you can parry in this game. You can parry unblockables, but that's an upgrade that you get. The other option that's there from the beginning is to use the pistol to counter unblockable moves. But of course the timing for both is different and the rewards are different. Pistol counter has its own follow-ups. Deflect counter with sword has its own follow-ups. So it depends. There are some situations where you have to deflect and parry at range. So for example, in a gunfight, you've got regular machine gun units, and then maybe a grenade launcher unit drops by and maybe is hiding behind somewhere. Usually, since grenade launchers are devastating, they usually have the orange highlight on them when they're being fired. That's your moment to shoot and counter the grenade launcher and then go in. Or you can use bullet time or whatever, dodge or whatever you want. But it's a very interesting game. One thing I'll have to say is butt ass with this game is the keyboard config took me a long time to get used to. And I'm actually scared that I might need a few minutes to get used to this keyboard config.
Careful. There might be an ambush. We'll probably never see such a place like
I
this.
don't think anyone would mind taking part
Also one thing I have to say is, since I picked New Game Plus, I have all my abilities. So this is the skill tree. Certain things I wouldn't have access to normally, but I mean, it is what it is.
Don't! Enemy troops!
Can't wait to get back and hit the showers.
Can someone get this man a brioche bun? Do you know what the sad thing is? Ever since I realized or found that video where it's like those sugar buns are called brioche buns, now I'm hearing it everywhere. I don't even know where people got this. So just to clarify a few things for anyone who doesn't know what's happening on the HUD, bottom left is the HUD. You can see the fire rate of your gun by that white icon. So this one's rapid fire, that's why I see many bullets. The circle that's glowing yellow or orange is your bullet time. So when it fills up, it becomes orange to indicate that it's active. You can use it before it becomes active, but that's an ability whereby if you aim your gun and press Alt, you slow down time so you can aim better. But you ideally want the bullet time itself. When you activate it, Stone does some pistol moves and fires at everyone near her at a certain radius. The higher the level, the more you can stun with your pistol, and then you can either go for instant kills. If they are almost dead, you'll see them glowing white so they can be executed. And another option is you can activate it and she shoots everyone and stuns them. Then you can just run around in slow motion and do whatever combat skills you want. This will be very good towards the end when you find bigger enemies that have more life and don't die to a bullet time activation. You see I've got 5 grenades. This is of course something that you have to level to get. You don't get grenades by default. 4 medikits, it's not 4 by default. I think you start with just 1. And this game works on a checkpoint system. Every time you see the drones, you can go and customize your weapon and then resume playing. This is your checkpoint. If I die, I come back here, and there are limited checkpoints in a stage. As you get closer to the end of the game, it becomes like 3 checkpoints in a 1-hour stage. So when you die, you go back. And I was hating on that shit towards the end, but I really love the game though. You can pick up enemies' weapons. I haven't done so, don't know why, but anyway. And you gain abilities as you go. You can run and slide. You can dash, you can roll, aim your gun, fire your gun. Of course, you don't have to aim down sights to fire. You can just fire in hip fire mode. You can attack. And just to show you why I criticize the reviews that this game got, part of the criticisms were, oh, there are no air combos. This is IGN. There are no air combos. And I'm thinking to myself, is every game supposed to be Devil May Cry, where you smack someone in the air, you jump into the air and you start wham, 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 wham? It's like not every game needs air combos just because. No, for real. Literally go to the Wanted Dead review and see one of the like you can look at all the criticisms they had, for example, for the melee combat, and one of the biggest ones was, oh, melee combat is so bland. It's slow and it has no air combos. So now they said the melee combat slow, right? This is the normal 4 hit string. It's 3 hits initially. You can level it up till it becomes 4 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And the argument is that this is very slow. Cool. Maybe people want you to swing faster. But the main argument was this is very committal. If you want the damage of all 4 swings, I can't really stop it. Well, their argument was it can't really be stopped unless if you stop swinging, right? 1, 2, I want to stop and I run away. 1, 2, 3, I want to stop and run away. So I'll do 3 swings, and then as I'm swinging, I'll hold run in the opposite direction so you can see the recovery. 1, 2, 3, trying to run, finally can run. So you can see there is a big delay from when your swing ends until when you're able to run, right? I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, trying to run, can't run, can run. So the argument is too much delay from attack to attack, whether it's the pistol strings, too much delay. I just want to be able to swing and move, but you can't do that, right? But then the thing is, you can cancel actions into actions. So I can swing and do another action. So swing, I can cancel the swing. For example, I'm using block, right? So before even the swing comes out, I can guard cancel the startup of it, and I can guard cancel the recovery. Swing block, or swing pistol, swing dodge, swing roll, swing aim your gun, not so possible. That will be overpowered. So their argument was, oh no, we can't move. You're locked into so many active frames when you're trying to attack. 1, 2, and I want to run. It takes so much time because you can find yourself in a bad situation. Maybe you try to attack someone who evaded you. They are behind you, hitting you, and you're still stuck in your 2-hit animation, right? That's what, oh, this combat is so slow, it's so clunky, you're so heavy, you can't move. But literally, if the IGN reporter had just played the tutorial, he would have known he's able to cancel actions into actions. But he didn't even know that. Just this one thing changes the whole game, because at any point it means if I attack and I'm out of position, just with one thing, block, it means I can attack, block and move, attack, block and parry, attack, block and do anything else, attack, block and activate bullet time, attack, block and dodge. You can do anything just by knowing you can attack and block, or block during your attack to stop it altogether and feint. He didn't even know that. Game got 4 out of 10. Clunky ass combat. So in my opinion, it's like, first at least know how to do the combat before you can even judge the combat. And it seems like, to me, they didn't even know how to play the game, which means they probably just played it for a little bit, got frustrated that it was a hard game, and then they left it. It wasn't a review based on skill. The judgment they made is not based on any knowledge they had of the game. After finishing this game, even I'm still learning new things. I'm trying to find new ways to chain the combat together. And they immediately said the combat is dead. Oh, got you. The orange the orange highlight was the count I was talking about, where you see unblockable moves and you can either pistol shoot them or heavy parry. And I don't think IGN even knew that. Now, in that situation where I did a 2-hit string and there was a grenade, an IGN reporter would have been blown up by that grenade because you can't move after attacking. But I just rolled away. I don't know. Let me play the game.
Fire away!
There's still enemies left.
Good shot.
Handle this.
Grenade!
This way.
I wonder, how much do they tank per hour. Going back now. It's a fucking maze.
Interestingly enough, something that I struggled with is ammunition. It becomes very scarce, and especially when you first play the game, you fail to you fail to understand, like, what am I supposed to do without much ammunition? And one of the criticisms of the game was there's not enough ammunition, and it's a cover shooter. You know, they're always flashing me out with grenades, and this, you know, it's a cover shooter where the shooting is very difficult, and I don't feel empowered. And it's okay, sure, it's a cover shooter, but they fail to remember that you're literally playing a character who's armored up and can run through bullets and literally can go in between a squad of people and engage them in everything. And of course, like, this particular section shows what I was saying. Thank you. Some of the difficulties I was saying, like, gunplay in the beginning half of the game isn't as strong as the melee, just because of the enemies and also the placement of cover. So you figure these things out. If I was 80 and I played this particular level, and in the first 30 minutes I got it: move, take cover, be flexible, evade, mobility, and you literally start cutting through enemies, and the game gets harder for sure, because right now I'm quite overpowered since I have all my abilities from the end game. But when you start this game and you don't have most of these abilities, be mobile, move, shoot, cover, go in with your melee, get out, shoot some more, try pick up weapons on the floor, do something. But I feel like they try to play it as a traditional cover shooter where you just hide behind cover, aim and fire, reload, aim and fire, then move, and melee only when someone is next to you. Like they're playing, I don't know, Uncharted or something. Wrong way of playing this game.
Now, who's the marksman? Hey, you okay?
So I don't know, it's
Cortez,
very
land
interesting
charge.
experience, and the more I think about it, it kind of reinforces why I like this game so much. And it's definitely a game I would recommend anyone who likes any type of action game, shooting game, melee action game. This is an enjoyable game to play. Get it on discount. It's pretty nice. I don't know. Maybe I'm not seeing the same thing, and you guys can write in the chat like, "Oh, this game's ass." Cool. I respect it.
What do you think?
expect nothing less from this team.
Herzog, if you were shooting for shit, you wouldn't get over.
How does it feel to be an old grumpy alcoholic?
I don't know. Keep going down through your system.
Usually with these shield guys you have to shoot the leg or throw a grenade if you have one, but eventually you unlock the run slide uppercut, and that's one option that's available.
Still enemy. You can still fight, right? Great. I didn't expect to get thrashed. Yeah, some work.
On your guard!
Now, where's that treasure?
Let's split up. Cortez, Herzog, go left.
D2,
On it.
what's going on these days, man?
Enemy reinforcements!
Cover up.
Enemy reinforcements! Stone, enemy troops!
I think D2 got he got scooped. I think the cops got him. But yeah, it's quite interesting. What are you gonna do, BK Sibs, about the PC situation? Oh, by the way, in the main story of the game, this is when you'd have gotten the sword I'm using right now, which is this sword, powerful as hell. The initial sword you start this first stage with is much weaker.
What an extravagant room.
Fire away! On your guard!
rear guard. Fire reinforcements.
No, it's a nice game. It's a nice game.
Let's look for
I feel like once you get it, like initially things won't be so, I don't know. The systems don't really blend in well initially when you don't really see what it's trying to do. But as you play it and slowly figure it out, you're like, okay, this is what it's supposed to be doing. So I feel like maybe right now I'm at the mid to late game in terms of skill. Maybe there are a few techniques that could make my gameplay look better, smarter, cleaner. But generally, this is what I think the average player or IGN should have been playing like when they reviewed the game, but they were not. They were not playing, not even to my level, and I'm not some, dedicated. I'm just some person who finished the game once. And I'm playing better than any IGN review you can pull up. I can promise you that much. But yet, they felt, they felt the right to give this game 4 out of 10. Or is it 6 out of 10? Yet they weren't even familiar with the mechanics to this degree.
The area is surrounded.
what games do you think that like in an ideal world your PC was working, or Harden and Sly was open, you know, all these different options? What games are you looking forward to playing, considering all the disappointments that were in 2024 and 2023? Man, don't just thinking of the word disappointments reminds me of Corrupt, the fighting game I was streaming some few months ago. Not few months ago, like 2 months ago. Or was it 3 months ago? I don't remember. I was so disappointed how that game was handled by the developer. It's so shocking. But wait, run my Tekken 8 grind. Yeah. Are you still interested in playing Tekken? I haven't played Tekken in a long time. What's going on there?
So, enemy troops.
Oh no. Tried to parry, but I was too slow. Wait, let's see what's going on here. Hold on. Let's see. After 10 is probably Coochie time. D2 went for some Coochie time. Yeah. I need to buy another $200 motherboard halfway in now. Okay. hopefully. Yeah, it's just that I've lost so much touch or lost connection with how things are back in Zim. But hey, man, at this point, if you can, you might as well just throw your money on a console. If only it were possible to get Steam Decks to Zim, that would be a very good investment, because you'd be able to, not only play your PC games on your PC or laptop, but you can also do it on your Steam Deck, and it can be a portable thing you can move around with, especially for situations where people have low spec laptops that aren't so great for playing games, but they need a platform for their Steam account and where they can purchase their games, and then the Steam Deck can be for playing. It would be really good if you could get Steam Decks into Zim. Steam Decks and Switches. Yeah, as for Tekken 8, man, it's been a long time. I think I last played Tekken 8 in August of last year, like really sat down to try and play it in August of last year. Yeah, I haven't really put much since. I feel like I've let go of that game. But it's good that you're having fun. I know you guys are big Brawlhalla people. Yeah, optic fiber is a dream for Zim for sure. Yeah, the struggles. Tell one, of course. D2, what's happening, man? I see you're putting sad faces in the chat.
Stone, enemy troops.
Fire away.
Stone, enemy troops.
They are really making us take
We've got to catch up to them. Take care of the door. Run! Take cover. working on it.
What kind of monster is that over there?
That's it. I need some serious firepower in here.
I got you covered. Can you get a lock on?
Oh good. The signal's shit.
It's that. It's the jammer.
That's all. I'll take care of it.
It's actually interesting that you say that. Oh shit, don't kill me. Please revive me, thank you very much. It's interesting you say that because it's a game made with Unreal Engine 5 also. So I feel like that's more a sign, how can I say it? It's like one of the key signatures of Unreal Engine 5 is how there's this homogeny within the games you can make with it. You can sense budget Unreal Engine games. You know what I mean? You can see the aesthetic that this is an Unreal Engine game. So, yeah. Let me see if I can go find myself a grenade launcher.
Jammer's down.
I got a lock.
Firing!
On your knees.
Hey, we are with the police.
Shut the hell up. On your knees. Hands. So I can see them. You take their gear. Don't make me hurt you.
Hope you got your coffin pre-ordered.
Stand down, officer. These are my men.
You better put them on a leash, Captain.
Let them go, Richter.
See you around.
There's something you need to see, Stone. Cash.
What?
They're stealing cash.
What's the point? You can't even fucking use it in this part of the world.
The boys in blue will lock everything up in the evidence room.
We need at least one body at the morgue.
Will do.
Be careful. We don't know what they are up to.
So yeah, I'm just thinking, I don't know, maybe it's my biased opinion of this game, but would you guys want me to stream and go through this entire game again? Like, I'm satisfied with the game. This was just my stream to just vent my frustrations at the reviews that it got, and just to update on what was going on like I did in the beginning. But to be honest, I wouldn't mind streaming like a stage a day, because this game only has like 5, well, technically it's like 5.5 stages. The 5th one is long as fuck. But it's only got 5 stages, so it's like if we stream a stage a day, we can be done in a week and we can talk about different things. But you know, I personally don't mind ending it here and just moving on to Fear and Hunger. I love this game, and I've reached a point where I've really enjoyed it, and it's okay. You know, I can play it again some other time. It's no issue for me. But I really appreciate this game quite a lot. What it and Gungrave are trying to do. Games like this, games like Gungrave, games like Splitterhead, where they're trying to bring back this, you know, second-rate or B-rate gaming industry that's kind of died out with time. Everything wants to be AAA and billion-dollar budget, Concord, whatever bullshit, you know. No, the thing is with Fear and Hunger, first I'll have to play it myself. So the options are, we can play through this game in these coming days. I don't know how fast I'll be able to go through it. And then there'll be, of course, a break as I'm trying to figure out Fear and Hunger. Then I'll stream that. Or I can just start Fear and Hunger now. I won't be streaming it. I'll still be figuring out the game. And then, so what you're choosing is to hopefully start streaming Fear and Hunger sooner rather than later. That's the real choice. Because I feel like I would like to at least play the game, which is Fear and Hunger, and have my save to explore and learn. That would be ahead of the stream. Because the stream, I'll be now just coming to show the game, you know what I mean, and talk about the game. I don't want to have a situation where I'm streaming and I'm stuck and wasting time and I don't know what to do and things like that. I feel like that kind of gameplay, a blind playthrough is nice for some games, but not games like Fear and Hunger, because there you can genuinely get stuck and waste time. But a blind playthrough of Wanted Dead maybe is based on skill and other factors, which is more entertaining to see someone learning. For example, I would do a blind playthrough of Selako, of some boomer shooter, for example, or Devil Daggers or something like this.
I raised your outfit like my own children. I was always there like a good father. So you made a mess.
Yeah, man, you have to sleep at 4. You have to sleep at 4. Start Fear and Hunger alone, then stream. Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. Games like that, where it's, you know, even when you're good at the game, luck can still fuck you over, which is games like Fear and Hunger. It's best to know what you're doing before you stream, otherwise, man, you'll just waste time. So I genuinely want to at least finish it by myself and then stream it afterwards. Like what I'm doing with this game. I had already finished it, so I don't know. So I guess put a 1 in the chat if you'd want me to finish this game. Not today, of course. Like, I can stream a bit more tomorrow, a bit more on Saturday, a bit more on Sunday. Maybe it'll be finished by Monday. I don't mind doing that. Or this can just be the one and done stream, which was my initial plan. Because I've finished it, but I wouldn't mind showing it off to other people. I feel like this game should be played by more people. And I don't know why, but the police captain kind of looks like Smooth Jarvis. If you look at him, like if you look at him at an angle, kind of looks like Smooth Jarvis. All I'm saying.
There's a chance.
I hope so.
What now?
Sushi and cable?
Your gear seems a bit off. Drop by before you go.
I hope those ones aren't your zig balance that you guys are posting. Smooth, I'm saying you and the police chief, you might be related, man. That's all I'm saying. No, then I guess we'll be streaming it, yeah. Right now we've been pushing an hour 20, so I guess I'll start the next stage and push as far as I can go. Then after 2 hours, I'll just end the stream. I don't like super long stream videos because maybe guys back home might not have the data to watch a whole 3-hour video. You know what I mean? But yeah. It's the zig, man. Can you look at the food she's eating right now? This is literally this is what Zig buys you, man. This is exactly what Zig buys you. That's how Zig be looking at you. One thing I never understood about this game, like I said, it gets more weird with time. But there's some, I would like to think there's some symbolism that it's trying to show. Like this scene, I never understood it because the teammates are eating, talking, they're having a good time. But with Stone, it's like the food is hard, she can't pick it. It's like trying to pick at stones. She sees a skull in the coffee. The jelly is not really jelly. You know, everything is kind of fake and synthetic. But yet for everyone else, everything seems to be fine. So I think it's trying to play on something, things that will be revealed later on in the game. But I feel like this game has a lot of symbolism in it, but it's symbolism that's never explained. So that's where the jank in the story is like, was this intentional or not? Those are my personal issues. But yeah, let's see. We go to the gunsmith. Welcome to ZRP, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't BK Sibs also in the class of 2004? Sweet, thanks man. You won't miss much, it will end soon. Will you guys be playing anything tonight? Yeah, BK Sibs was definitely in the class of 2004.
You don't look so good.
What?
I said, you don't look so good. Hannah, you okay?
Nah, all good, gentlemen. Yeah, I'll just head to the gunsmith, get that section done with, initiate the second stage, and then I'll end the stream, continue it tomorrow. But yeah, no, I understand work and all that stuff. I'm still grinding grinding for the next job right now. But it's always good. Oh, what did I find? A pickup I never got before. Thank you. Yeah, hopefully on the weekend we can do something. I'm still waiting for you guys to choose a game that we can all play together. Some online something, anything really. It would be nice.
Let me guess. It got heavier with mods, right? The balance is not there anymore, and that extra few pounds you gain result in better recoil management on the expense of your aim.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yes, you couldn't.
Can you fix it?
I can fix everything. What you should do is understand effects of rifle weight and handling length on shooting performance.
We were talking about how you were in the class of 2004. We saw some sticker on Stone's mirror saying class of 04, and we think you learned with her.
Next time you make a not-so-rational decision to install upgrades from uncertified manufacturers, you give me a call.
Yeah, right. Where's that fluffy bastard?
Excuse me?
That Siamese cat.
12.
I beg your pardon?
12, that's the name.
So there's also a cat named 11?
That is correct.
You kept it simple, huh? Numeric only.
No.
No?
No, that is exactly what I said.
You got other names?
Paws, jaws, tails, claws, eyes, whiskers. Then I kinda lost my inspiration. How are things with Oliver?
Not good. Definitely not good.
You don't live together anymore?
We do. Kinda. Sorta. He drops by every now and then. We watch a movie or something. I feel like we are done, you know? But he's still coming back with the weight of the whole world on his shoulders. He's either on a night shift at the hospital or at his folks' place. At least that's what he's telling me.
And that guy from forensics.
Loop?
Yes.
I don't know. It's complicated.
Life is complicated.
I kinda wish to rewind to the place where everything went wrong.
With Loeb?
With everything.
Detective, a serious long-term relationship requires commitment and patience. Trying to fix a relationship that you were not committed to in the first place is an ill exercise in self-deception and vulnerability. Done!
What?
Your rifle is ready, Hannah.
There were some
What happened then?
final thoughts I wanted to talk about before I end the stream, but I've forgotten. Okay, besides the fact that I'll stream again tomorrow.
Cats!
This is not an argument.
Damn it. This is
You
when
are in the
having a
middle of
short memory
something
is a
here.
crime.
I smell cat's piss for some reason. What could it be? Hi, Vivian.
Jesus fucking Christ, you're an animal.
No, Stone. I'm a gourmet. Place your bet and let the Wheel of Fortune make a choice for you. Tonkotsu? That's a good one. First, you observe the bowl. Appreciate it.
According to the record of the Yokohama Ramen Museum, ramen originated in China and made its way to Japan in 1859. We know that the first specialized ramen shop opened in Yokohama in 1910. Tonkotsu, the pork bone, is something Lieutenant Hannah Stone was really looking forward to, and so did Sergeant Arnold Herzog.
Eat the pork.
No. Just touch it. What's important here is to apologize to the pork by saying, see you soon.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Herzog.
Oh, at least slurp the soup.
Shut the fuck up, Herzog.
Sometimes I feel that you hate joy. A good bowl of soup is better than sex, Stone.
You're just doing it wrong. What's the deal with you and this goddamn soup?
I enjoy life, not the soup. It's pretty good, though. Something I really missed in the camp.
At least you had a cellmate.
Uncle Bob.
Then that means you were in the class of '04 then. Just not the class that was outside the womb. You were in the class of people that were in the womb in 2004. So we were correct. We were correct.
Completely naked for some reason, screaming that the enemy artillery is attacking his position. These were the days.
There's more male nudity in your stories than in a Joaquin Phoenix flick.
Also, ever since HNS closed down, what have you guys been doing to meet up
what
and
happened to
game?
Uncle
What's
Bob?
the alternative?
Yeah, he finally killed himself
How?
with a spoon.
A spoon?
Yeah. Then there was this other guy, Curtis, Special Forces. He was a stand-up guy. Suicide. Spoon. Then there was this crazy Russian chick, Kolchak. Some serious nightmare, if you ask me.
They actually locked up a woman with you?
No. It was me who got locked up with her.
Hold on a second. He actually references one of the future bosses in the game here. Okay, I didn't know. That means he has a history with one of the bosses that I didn't
Yeah,
realize
I
when I
paid
was
for it.
playing. I'll have to rewatch that cutscene. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. I wonder if I can skip this damn minigame. Please, Lord have mercy. Or should I just play through it for the fun? This is when shit gets tricky. This is when I just start missing everything right here. Oh! Ah! Ah! What the hell? Lord have mercy! Oh. Ah! You know, when whoever thought to make a 2-line karaoke is a piece of shit, especially on a keyboard. I feel like the coordination of what's WSD and what's up, down, left, right on 2 separate hands is too much for me. I'm sorry. No. I ain't repeating you. Get the hell away from me. Man, this game, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So,
John Doe.
impossible.
Well, that's what I thought. So we ran a few tests. DNA, retina scan, fingers, nothing. He never existed.
Is it possible to...
Nah, when a child...
Oh, you guys aren't even meeting up anymore. What's going on?
Since the Chinese
First, Zimra is taking people's groceries at the border, and now the cold room has disbanded for good. This is something else.
I mean, technically speaking, it would have taken a lot of effort.
John Doe, huh?
Yeah, the 2 lines of karaoke, I have no idea. I really have no idea. Maybe, when they made, of course, the karaoke sections of this game, maybe they were thinking about people playing on joystick primarily. I could imagine, you know, left, right, up, down, square, X, triangle, O. Joystick is much smaller to hold, so maybe it's a bit more easier to coordinate, and of course you can lift the joystick up to your face and look at the screen, you know, so you can be looking at the screen and your joystick as you're pressing. But in my case, the keyboard is firmly pressed on the table, and it's like WASD and left, down, right, up are far away from one another, and it's like 2 completely different hands. You know, it's it's like trying to write with your left hand and then switching to the right hand and stuff like this. It gets a bit confusing, but of course you'll be having to press them with both hands simultaneously, and that's when it gets you. And it gets worse later on in the game. You'll be finding that the two line karaoke is the beginning, and it can go even faster than it was going now. So it's quite crazy. But yeah, this game, interestingly enough, it's got this crazy story, and then it's got mini games like eating ramen, karaoke. It's got, actually, if you have access to Steam right now, in this game there's a part you go to the arcade with Cortez. It's a very like deep story section of the game, and you find him in an arcade playing one particular game that you can actually go to Steam. This mini game in the arcade is made by this company, of course, and you can download and add the game to your actual Steam library, and it's totally free. Let me pause and check the name quickly. Sorry, I have to do this. I hope store page. That developers are Soleil Ltd, and they have a game. Let's see. Damn it. No, wait. I think there's an easier way to find this. Let me go to the store page of Wanted Dead. Oh my goodness. Damn it. Or should I go to the publisher's store page? Oh, yeah, exactly. If you go to 110 Industries SA and you check the list of games they have on Steam, one is Wanted Dead that they've published, and the next game is called Space Runaway. Sorry, I know you can't see anything. I'm just searching for it on Steam. So it's a I forget what these types of games. It's like a side-scrolling 2D shooter, similar to R-Type, and maybe I'll stream it after I finish this game, just for fun. I feel like the volume is quite low. Hold on.
I think we broke her.
Knock it off already.
Turn on the news. Delaware Synthetics filed for bankruptcy.
How's that even possible?
Don't know, don't care. Continental Standard needs your help with the assets. We're still with the force. You got that?
What help?
A bunch of synthetics about to start a riot. Identify them, scan them, and release them to the bank.
We ain't no repo man, Captain.
First and foremost, you're the mobile riot police unit. Start acting like one.
Okay, let's go get the second mission started, then we can call it a stream.
So, check this out.
Yeah.
A guy wakes up. Massive hangover.
So,
massive hangover. He's about to throw up and shit. He notices that he's naked, like no jeans, no undies. He reaches for his dick, and he finds that he has 4 balls.
okay.
So, he immediately grabs his phone and dials his old man. Dad, I woke up the morning after, and suddenly I have 4 balls. His dad goes, "Get out of there, son, you're being fucked."
You're done?
ETA 2 minutes.
Got it.
Question. Do sets count as property?
In a way, I guess they do.
They want higher wages or something.
That ain't what this is about.
Have you ever seen a synthetic?
No, I'm not sure these are allowed on the island.
Stone, give them hell. They might look human, they might act human, they're not. Open fire!
Herzog, sink your rifle with me. Hang on, the wind is heavy.
Ready.
Okay, so I think this is actually the beginning of the second mission, literally in this point. So I'll end it here. So this was a little update and a little case against, you know, the typical mainstream reviewers like IGN and all the people like them who don't really play much of the game but immediately slap on a review score. So yeah, this is one that did pretty much. Maybe what you see now wouldn't be how your first experience of the game would be, unless if you're very comfortable with the game and the systems at play. I feel like I ended up really understanding what the game was kind of asking me to do, and the gameplay you saw is like maybe how the developers intended the game to be played and understood, and I don't think IGN understood. I think they missed the whole assignment with this one. So no man, it's a good game. If ever you find it on sale, I would say get it. Why not? I'll stream again tomorrow. We'll do the second stage tomorrow. I think there are 5 stages, like I said, or like 4. There are 4 stages, and the 4th stage is 2 parts, something like this. So I'll stream again tomorrow, try stream on Saturdays, try stream on Sunday. Hopefully it'll be done on Sunday or Monday, depending on just how quickly I can get through things. But yeah, definitely tomorrow. Tomorrow probably same time or maybe an hour later. But yeah, it was good to hang out with you guys again. I'll stream again tomorrow, can talk about the things. And yeah, we'll find some multiplayer game we can play again like old times. I don't care whether it's a fighting game or something. I really don't care. As long as it's a game where we can play with other people, that's all that matters, man. That's all that matters. But yeah, for now, that's it. Let me also chill out a bit, see what I can do. Need to figure out. Yeah, let me just get this game done again on stream, and then I'll get on to Fear and Hunger. So we'll try to do this super quick. So yeah, thank you. Check you guys out soon.